and irony, just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity, so who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are them go get so confused the call. Now by area why no better. We are them go get so confused the call. One guy's out here why no better. Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, you need it now, see what's I see so. Now your friend on a nine come at them. Only papi obeka nice and beer. So I want one over you two. Everybody was afraid. And until I learned to my quantity again, once my board dumping one and I cheat. But who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Akuku drofo nyina dalima. Who go say the truth? Obiaja konson so to grow mansa to me bia kakobrafo. Efo anyina ye. Efo wanyina ye. Na so kutrata down na so bidia bako why no keke. Afene fo be mane mo piafo efo ne cross on my mo. Anya safwe muayini. Akuku drofo nyina dalima. Who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi. Kachisa would your mouth pipinuma. Would your mind never shine a frafonsa? But who go tell the truth? TUC, silence, even journalists, silence. So then who go say the truth? Right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you. Now the person become your target. Jobless, no they mean senseless. Poverty, no they mean useless. One day, them go resist.
A very good evening to you wherever you are. It's always a pleasure to welcome you on a beautiful Monday evening to the program, MyView, coming to you live on today's Ghana News TV. My name is Jerome, your usual host, and it's my pleasure once again to welcome you to this beautiful week. Yehovah has blessed us, and I know that you are in good shape. So wherever you are, we are live on all our social media platforms. Do well to subscribe, and at the same time, share the links so that many more people would join us, that together we can share our views. Election 2024 has come and gone. The NDC is in power. NDC is in government. We want to take a focus on the Upper East region and see what went right, what didn't go right, what are the expectations of the people of the Upper East region, and Ghana in totality. Has the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, taken a very bold step in the right direction? Join us and stay tuned. As we start a beautiful week, we share our views. And when I return from this short break, I would introduce to you my guest for this evening's show. Once again, you are welcome to MyView Show and stay tuned.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. It's my honor and privilege to respond to the question posed by the just past Minister for Education on what President Mahama and the NDC intend to do with the education sector. Chair, fortunately for me, this is a sector which has the best of expertise. I intend to rely on their varied experiences and expertise to guide me in the formulation of policy, the improvement of policy. But Mr. Speaker, let me assure this committee that President John Dramani Mahama has no option to cancel free senior high school. Therefore, those who listen to him, even in the course of his campaign, to have stated that he will expand free senior high school to private schools was to tell Ghanaians that as President of the Republic, he wants to give true meaning to Article 25 of the 1992 Constitution and Article 38, which spells out the objectives of our educational policy. But Chair, the important thing is that he will subject the free senior high school to a review. The review will mean subjecting it to, one, there will be a stakeholder national education forum to discuss the future and state of education in Ghana, with emphasis on the future of the free senior high school, in particular, how to assure it of adequate, reliable, sustainable finance.
Wow, that is on your show has been the vetting of the Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, and the MP for Tamale South. And this evening, I invite the people of the Upper East region that we take a look at how election 2024 went and what are our expectations. I'm here to connect this evening with the regional communications officer in the person of Jonathan Salifu. And I would be privileged once again to have Honorable Donatus. Donatus has been the regional secretary of the NDC in the Upper East region. And fortunately, he is the Upper East Regional Minister designate. Should he go through the vetting process, he would become the Upper East Regional Minister. What should the people of the Upper East region expect from Honorable Donatus and his team and all the members of the NDC in the Upper East region? Because in totality, the NDC has taken the realm of governance in Ghana. So we expect that the NDC should work for the welfare of the people of Ghana, with particular reference to the Upper East region. What are the people of Upper East region expecting from the NDC government? Having said that, wherever you are, it is a pleasure. And I invite you in particular to pay attention to the vetting of Honorable Haruna Idrisu, because education is the bedrock of every society. You want to destroy the society, destroy its educational system, and everything comes to naught. But where we are today, can we say that the educational system that is being run in Ghana is the best for us? Are we getting good results? If no, what else can we do? I will want my producer to replay the opening vetting version of Honorable Haruna Idrisu whilst I bring in my guests.
Privilege to respond to the question posed by
A woman came to me yesterday with evidence, and my heart broke down. I told her I would speak about it here today. She works at an axle weight station, axle load station. And I now need to please listen to me. She does not work at a start point or an end point. She works at an axle load station midway in the country. In November this year, she was sacked from office, from post, and told to go home, that they can't work with her. You know why? In 2023, her axle weight station, at that time, the person who was managing it was called David Kwashi. And I'm putting out the facts. In January 2023, that axle load station generated 235,266 Ghana cedis. In February, 175,005 Ghana cedis. In March, 323,214 Ghana cedis. And I can give you the whole year. The highest was in December, where it recorded 608,159 Ghana cedis. This was 2023. In 2024, a gentleman called Katako Castro took over. In January, he recorded 365,697 Ghana cedis. In February 2024, 498,808 Ghana cedis. And then in March, from 1st of March to 12th March, he recorded 351,256. Then this lady takes over. This lady, I don't want to put out her name yet. She takes over in March, on the 13th of March. From 13th of March to 31st March, her revenue she generates is 1,266,847. By the time she works in the whole of April, she generates 3,140,831. In May, it drops to 2,140,531. June, 2,018,731. July, 2,653,622. August, 2,908,178. In September, 3,251,256. October, 3,758,378. Between 1st November to 10th November, 1,365,524. Do you realize what was happening? At the average rate of revenue from that axle weight station was 250,000. As soon as this lady takes over, her average is 3 million Ghana cedis. She was called by the Highways Authority and told that she was raising too much revenue because there's a cartel that drains the money that is raised and declares only average of 250,000 every month. One axle weight station. This is one. And so imagine that these vehicles have gone through a number of axle weight loading stations across the country before they get to her place. And from her place, they continue. And this is what the revenue loss is. Because there are people sitting at highways. And the matter went to Asensu Boache. He said he was going to investigate. Because when he saw the figures, look, there is no way you will see these figures and not understand what is happening. Then she was told to go home because she's NDC.
Oh.
Yes. So these are the kinds of slippages and leak in our system that we need to collectively work as a country to plug. One axle load station.
And she was laid off.
Oh, she's been sent home. Since 10th of November, she's been sacked from the Highways Authority. And I would wage a campaign and a war to ensure that this woman is reinstated. because these are the kind of Ghanaians we must celebrate. In fact, she reported to the BNI in June this year, that her life is under risk because she was told that she must not exceed 1 million again. And when she was given that order, she started getting 3 million. And now they sacked her. The BNI could not protect her. Under Akufo-Addo, I'm talking about 2024. I have the names of the people who were behind this. But you see, like I said, Operation Recover All Loot, Oral, will come after all of them. From the People Highways Authority who are involved in the scam and the stealing of axle load. So imagine if you had 10 axle weighing stations across the country. And they are making revenue of at least 3 million Ghana cedis in one station. And they are declaring 250,000 every month. Some people are sitting back and gleaning 2.5 million, 2.75 million from one axle station. Over 10 axle stations, that's 27.5 million Ghana cedis every month. This is what we are bleeding as a country. So when Akufo-Addo said Ghana yenye here mine, it's true. Yenye here mine. But we have people who have turned themselves into Draculas, drinking the blood and toil of Ghanaians. This is pure fact. The lady came to me, she was crying yesterday. Crying. She said, look, my life is at risk. She can't live in her house. They are threatening to kill her. A woman. Even now.
She's been laid off.
Yes. So you see, this is the weight of cleanup that John Mahama has to do. And that is why you cannot entertain such.
That is great. That is why you cannot be. Yeah, why can you not entertain? Ghana is indeed bleeding. It is true, indeed, that we have a lot of resources, we have a lot of cash in the system, but the systems seems not to be working. We're still working hard to ensure that we have the connectivity to Honorable Donatus, the regional minister designate. We are still having a bit of challenges with my producer on the other side. And as soon as we get him connected, then we take it from there. But basically, what we need to know is that a few days ago, His Excellency the President made an official visit to the Upper East region, specifically to Boko, simply because the peace of Boko is at the heart of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. If you look at the conflicts within the country, especially in the northern sector of Ghana, the conflict within the Boko enclaves has stayed in place for a very long time. As far back as 2001, that we all know, until today, the conflict has raged. It has taken a lot of lives. And Boko is at a point that no one wants to accept postings to Boko. And the president, during his campaign, indicated to the people that the peace and tranquility of Boko is a paramount enclave of the NDC government, should they win. He has taken that bold step. He has been into Boko himself. He has met with both parties and all the people concerned, and he has expressed his desire to continue from where the process ended. We all need peace in Boko. We all need peace in Ghana. And we all need peace to ensure that we thrive and live as people of one body. Now, we'll take a look at the educational system in Ghana, where we find ourselves now. Recently, we all look at the issue of technical and vocational education. It has come to a stage where we see it as an educational sector that is reserved, or the preserve of those who have lower grades or lower brains, which is the unfortunate stigma that we have put on our technical and vocational education in Ghana. In the developed world, take for instance Germany, the middle manpower is championed by the people with technical and vocational educational background. If you look at us back home in Ghana, nobody wants the son to go and do plumbing works. No one thinks that the son should go and do construction works. What we are interested in going to the universities, we come out, wear our ties, and then we're looking for a white collar job, which is the unfortunate thing, because the educational system in its own or its entirety has been put there just to let you and I become subservient to whoever brought education to our system. Where do we find ourselves now? I believe strongly that the incoming Minister of Education needs to look at the overhaul of our educational system. We drifted to the new educational policy as a conditionality of the World Bank somewhere in 1979. And until date, we have not been able to position it in such a way that if somebody completes the basic level, the person is even able to be on his or her own to be able to live. Today, somebody finished even SSS and cannot be on his or her own to be able to start something. Our people come out from the universities and they're all looking for jobs. Entrepreneurship is non-existent if there is any at all. That is why we want to look at the issue of education. We want to look at the Upper East region in particular in focus. And I'm happy that Donatus has been a teacher by profession. He taught in Bolga Girls Secondary School. I mean, he's a mathematics teacher, so he knows more about it. And we are praying that he gets connected soon as possible. Upper East region is a region that borders between Ghana and other African countries. It's a trade hub, and we all know that the transatlantic trade route passed through Boko into Sankase and out through Mali and the rest. And that is why it's a business town, and it is an area in totality that we have to take a second look at. Remember, the signature project of the New Patriotic Party, according to former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in the Upper East region has been the Paglu irrigation dam. Has it been constructed? There were issues left and right within parliamentary setups where others believed that the work hadn't been done, yet monies had been paid. And others also claimed that the work was done or initiated and that necessitated the payment of those monies. Is that the truth on the ground? I will bring in Salifu, the communication officer of the NDC in the Upper East region, and then we'll have that discussion. But before we get to him online, once again, my producer, I'll create your indulgence if it is appropriate that we get the voice of Honorable Haruna Idrisu once again before I get him on.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. It's my honor and privilege to respond to the question posed by the just past Minister for Education on what President Mahama and the NDC intend to do with the education sector. Chair, fortunately for me, this is a sector which has the best of expertise. I intend to rely on their varied experiences and expertise to guide me in the formulation of policy, the improvement of policy. But Mr. Speaker, let me assure this committee that President John Dramani Mahama has no option to cancel free senior high school. Therefore, those who listen to him, even in the course of his campaign, to have stated that he will expand free senior high school to private schools was to tell Ghanaians that as President of the Republic, he wants to give true meaning to Article 25 of the 1992 Constitution and Article 38, which spells out the objectives of our educational policy. But Chair, the important thing is that he will subject the free senior high school to a review. The review will mean subjecting it to, one, there will be a stakeholder national education forum to discuss the future and state of education in Ghana, with emphasis on the future of the free senior high school, in particular, how to assure it of adequate, reliable, sustainable finance.
Wonderful. You see, I actually asked for this clip to be replayed because I want us to have a very frank discussion on senior high school, free senior high school. Yes, the 1992 Constitution enjoins us to create progressive free basic education. And if it takes us to the senior high school, why not? That is the best that we can offer for our part of Africa. But the question we need to ask is it just education, or the quality plays an important role? We do not need quantity alone, we need quality. That people that we produce out of our educational system would add up to the growth and development of Mother Ghana. Is that what we are seeing today? Does our educational system allow us to think outside the box? In the sense that when you complete a university, you are in a position to initiate your own business or to initiate your own ideas. That one point in time, solving a problem of the people of the country, and at the same time, giving opportunity of employment to others. Does our educational system allow that? What about this free senior high education that we are talking about? What are the policy documents? What does it entail? What should we expect? We are asking for a review. Yes, he stated clearly that President Mahama has no choice but to continue with a free senior high school. Yes, he has stated it time and time again during the campaign period that the free senior high school has come to stay, but it needs to be reviewed and run holistically. I think you and I will share the same opinions with His Excellency the President. But now the question is, do you have a role to play to ensure that this free senior high school brings out not only quantity, but quality of products of the educational system? I believe you have a role to play. Do not just sit there and think that you have placed a government in position and therefore government has to take all the responsibilities. No, we have to tell the government that things are not working right. And if things are working right, we have to give praise to them. So don't just sit there. Like the former president said, you should not be a spectator, you should be a citizen and not just a spectator. Continue to be a citizen. Continue to play your role. Bring out the issues concerning the senior high school, and then together government must now execute its responsibility by ensuring that what we want is what we get, and not as usual slogans on political platforms. It's unfortunate. We're still having difficulties connecting with our people in the Upper East region, and I'm pretty sure that my producer will continue to support and see if we can get them on. If we're not getting them on, then we will know what to do. But as it stands now, it becomes the responsibility between you and I. What do we need to do? What do we want in our educational system? I am personally happy that Honorable Haruna Idrisu has been nominated as the Minister of Education. Why do I say so? Honorable Haruna Idrisu has been he has been at the forefront of those of us who demonstrated on the streets in Accra, in Kumasi, in Cape Coast, asking the then government headed by His Excellency President Jerry John Rawlings that we wanted what? Free tuitions in the universities, which they complied with. But in order to run that free tuition, there was a condition. And that condition resulted in the establishment of Get Fund, so that Get Fund could take care of most of the infrastructure in our educational system. And that is why we have new laboratories, new laboratory equipment, and all that in our university system. And it has even exceeded that people attain scholarship out of Get Fund for further studies and all that. Today, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, as a former president of NUCS, National Union of Ghana Students, is back on the saddle as a Minister of Education. What he went on the streets to demonstrate against, he has come to implement it right now. So it is our expectation that all the experiences that he gathered, all the policy documents that he placed before the then government headed by Flight Lieutenant Rawlings to implement, to support, and to ensure that tertiary education was affordable is his responsibility now. So you and I, we have a role to play. We need to remind him and we need to tell him what we are expecting. And trust me, if there is any successful nomination so far in the educational sector in this our democratic dispensation, it is the nomination of Honorable Haruna Iddrisu. I personally have worked with him as National NUCS president, and I know what it takes, and I know what he has. You know, he has started very well. Even before the vetting process, he had contacted all the players in the educational sector, EduTech, and all that. He has contacted all of them. Look, that is a first step in the right direction. Why do I say so? These are the people who are not directly under government influence. So they have the real facts about issues concerning education on the ground. And once he has already liaised with them, he will have access to what the difficulties are on the ground, and you have the opportunity to listen to them. For those who are in Germany and watching us, you know what the German minister, they have a program, Time with My Minister. And I expect that Honorable Haruna, when he was National NUCS president, he raised some of those concerns, and I know he will do it. Time with My Minister, he will initiate it, where he will have we have opportunity to sit with the student leadership and sit with the professors who are in our university and run educational courses, so that all of them together will give him ideas as what we need to do to position our educational system. Trust me, we will come back and have a good discussion here 6 months into office of Honorable Haruna Iddrisu. People believe that the educational sector is a fire zone. Yes, indeed, it's a fire zone. That is why you need a brainy and someone experienced and someone who is well connected and someone who has been there and has seen it all to be able to move our educational system. He is not going to build a heaven in Ghana for us. He has all the expertise, but your contribution is what will necessitate his success as a Minister of Education. Together, we have a role to play. And what are your concerns? I will take a few comments from our followers whilst we still try to see if we can have our Upper East Regional Minister designate. We still have a lot of difficulty with the connectivity. It's understandable, I know, it's understandable. Periods of this nature is difficult, but we will surely get them connected and then we'll take it up there. But trust me, together we shall succeed in our educational sector. A very good evening to you. And This comment comes from NDC Diaspora Union. Good evening, comrades, watching on YouTube from Amsterdam, Holland. We are grateful that you are part of the show. Asempa Hinebwachi, good evening, Dr. Jerome and your team, watching and listening from Achim Himai. Asempa Hine, we are grateful that you are part of the show, and we will always appreciate all those who join us. Mavis Watson says, Ghana, our beloved country, is free from the tyranny of Akufo-Addo and his evil government. Watching from Lisbon, Portugal. Oh, yeah. Befi says oral is a nightmare of the MPP. Oral is Operation Retrieve All Loot. Yeah, we'll fortunately for us, we'll get somebody on oral, and then we'll have a discussion on the existence and the usefulness of oral. Already, the MPP government or the MPP membership are all over claiming oral is illegal and all that. Well, from a neutral point of view, they have their concerns, and for political expectations, it's not something different, because they know very well that the oral has come to stay, and the oral will unearth all the things that have been done unethically. And trust me, to the people of NDC, if you are able to implement the recommendations of oral and retrieve even 10% of what has been looted in the country, I think Ghana will be a better place, and Ghanaians will definitely hail you as a successful party in government. Daframa TV, oh, I forgot, Daframa TV, we are grateful that you are taking our feet in Rawra. We are grateful that as always and good partners, we will together bring a lot of education to our people. Kweku Yevu says, Ghanaians are now breathing some fresh air and freedom. Greetings from Suhum in the eastern region of Ghana. Wow. Nana Tafremu, Tatali as usual. Greetings from Tatali Northern region, and greetings from Sakina Information Center listeners. We are grateful that you are carrying our feet, and it's unfortunate that we are having difficulties with our connections. Kempim says the quality of education is very important in nation building. That is very true. And we have to look at it holistically and not politically. Oh, Tafik. Good evening to you, Tafik. Great to see you again, Dr. Gwan Tafik from Anchiglava. Tafik, good to read from you, and welcome back. And we are very sure that definitely together we will succeed. Umar Dennis says, thumbs up for your wonderful efforts. Yes. Dennis, we are very grateful that you are part of the show. I hope you are still enjoying Ghana and a very good weather. We are interested, seriously interested in what is happening in the Upper East region, but unfortunately, we're having difficulties with our connections. But all the same, we will still keep trying them, and when we get them back, we will look at the expectations in the Upper East region. It will interest you to know that Upper East has suddenly turned green. Initially, there were some colors of blue in between, but unfortunately, Upper East has turned green. We want to find out what did the trick and what should we expect. We have very experienced lawmakers from the Upper East region. I am particularly very happy with the election of Dr. Thomas Anafo as the MP for, I think, Garo Timpani or so. I'm happy with him in there because he actually did something that most people would not even see it as a normal thing. As you remember, Dr. Thomas was the hospital superintendent for the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. And unfortunately, the Ghana Medical Association went on a strike, and he defied that strike because it was not necessary, and he continued to work. And what happened? The MPP government, as soon as they won, they got him out of that place. They sacked him from that job. So if the MPP today, like Honorable Afenyo Markins was saying at the vetting committee that chief executive officers cannot be sacked and should not be sacked, Dr. Anaba is right there. You sacked him. You did sack him. But today he is in parliament He's a member of parliament. He is there to ensure that our health sector efforts that have been put in place will definitely yield dividends. But I'm very proud of the people of the Upper East region. And technically speaking, we are all from Upper East region. So I will take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I pray that our connectivity will be stable. Then I'll bring in our Upper East Regional Minister Designate, as well as his communication officer. This is Today Ghana News TV, and my view is the show you are watching live and on all our social media platforms. Do stay tuned with us.
And female representation are cherished and amplified. This is a powerful testament to the power of diverse voices to shape the future, voices that have the courage to soar beyond our traditional confines. My brothers and sisters, together as we look to the horizon, we reaffirm our dedication to breaking the glass ceiling that has long hindered many from reaching their full potential. Governance that reflects all segments of our population strengthens our democracy and enriches our conversation. We stand committed to enacting policies that empower women and ensure that the door of opportunity is opened wide for our youth and our women, regardless of their background. Together we'll galvanize our efforts to create a society where every Ghanaian can dream, believe, and achieve without any restraints. Remember that great leadership is not defined merely by the offices we occupy, but by the legacy that we leave for future generations. My administration, along with my Vice President, Nano Pukwajiman, will prioritize inclusivity, accountability, and innovation, forging pathways that will lead to the upliftment of all of our citizens. I'm profoundly grateful for this moment, a cornerstone in our journey towards a brighter future for Ghana. In this resounding victory, I see a clarion call, particularly from the youth of Ghana, a generation that is brimming with potential and dreams that are waiting to be realized. This moment is a powerful affirmation that your voices matter, that your aspirations are valid, and that your future must be our priority. We're committed to translating your hopes into action and creating opportunities for education, entrepreneurship, employment, and empowerment. Our policies will be tailored to sustain innovation and foster industry that engages today's young minds and equip them with the skills needed for tomorrow's challenges. Together with the private sector and captains of business, we will create decent and well-paying jobs. As we embark on this new chapter, I assure you that our decisions will champion diversity in all facets of governance, ensuring that every Ghanaian, regardless of your ethnicity, your gender, your age, your religion, or any background, will have the opportunity to contribute to our nation's story. Ghana's youth represent the heartbeat of our democracy. Their ambition will drive our policies as we strive to create an inclusive, equitable society where everyone has a seat at the table. Our vision hinges on the introduction and implementation of a 24-hour economy. We envisage an innovative and vibrant 24-hour Ghanaian economy, which will also be anchored in agriculture and agribusiness. This innovative approach would unlock potentials that have long remained dormant, enabling us to harness the energy and creativity of all our people. Just imagine a Ghana where our markets are alive and bustling at all hours of the day, with responsive public services accessible at all times, such that businesses can operate flexibly to meet the diverse demands that they are subjected to. And young people, including entrepreneurs, can find opportunities regardless of traditional institutions. The 24-hour economy model will also bolster job creation for the young people, stimulate local industry, and attract foreign investments, and allow us to build resilient communities and a sustainable future. This vision extends beyond mere economic transactions. It symbolizes empowerment, the empowerment of every Ghanaian to contribute to our national progress. My fellow citizens,
welcome back. That was His Excellency the President speaking during his inauguration. I'm privileged. I still have, I've gotten Dr. Charles Bayil online, and he's the head of Medical Democrats and a member of the Pro Forum, and a very close ally of Honorable Haruna Idrisu, so he knows him very well in and out. I want to find out his impression about the nomination of Haruna Idrisu as Minister of Education, and thereafter, we'll look at the Upper East region. The Upper East Regional Secretary of NDC has been nominated as a regional minister. Is it a way that the NDC now wants to reward hard work, or what could it be? Dr. Bayil, very good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Doc, and good evening to your cherished viewers and listeners.
Wonderful. Honorable Haruna Idrisu has been nominated as a Minister of Education. From where you sit, what is your impression?
Wow, it's been one of joy, and in fact, this is someone who is, should I call him, an all-round person. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is his fourth ministry, starting from communications through to trade and industry, to employment and labor relations, and now to education. One would admit that these are very difficult ministries that he has handled, and in fact has lived up to expectation, if he has not exceeded expectations. People were wondering, why education? Won't it be a tough place? But knowing Haruna for who he is, I knew that this is going to be a walkover, and this was evident today during the vetting process. In fact, he wowed the entire committee, and we are very certain and we are sure that he would live up to expectation. In fact, he would be able to streamline the already failing educational status of this country. So for Haruna Idrisu, we are rest assured, we are reassured that he is going to exceed his expectations.
Wonderful. Now, as somebody who has campaigned a number of times in a number of elections in the Upper East region, I hope you know Donatus very well, the regional secretary.
Oh yes, I know him very well from his period of being a regional executive up to now being appointed as the Upper East Regional Minister designate. So we are sure that there's someone who has been in the region. He has been with the indigents of the region. We are sure that he knows the in and out of all the 15 constituencies within the region. And we are certain that, in fact, this is not only a reward for his loyalty, but we are really grateful that his expertise is going to be tapped into to be able to turn the fortunes of the Upper East region around, and also maintain the 15/15 which we attained in the just ended elections.
Wow, 15/15. Oh. So Upper East now has 15/15 for us. There was a significant move made by His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama. He made a significant visit to the Boko Enclave to assure the Boko Naba and all the people within Boko enclave that his government is out to ensure that there is a lasting peace in Boko. Did it come to you as a surprise?
I wouldn't say it came as a surprise because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is someone who is very intentional about what he intends to do. So you would admit that this was his first official visit or first official tour as a president. I want to take it from the time of campaign when he visited the Boko Naba as part of his campaign and promised the people of Boko they will be given a region. And that's what he has gone back to reassure them that he has not forgotten of the promise he made them. However, they also need to do their part, which is to ensure and to instill peace within the enclave. And just from there, he decided to move to the Walwali area to also go and meet as you'll be aware, the Mampusis are more from Walwali and Nalirgo area, and the Kusasis are from the Boko side. So as not to make it look like a one-sided visit. So he moved to Nalirgo to also meet the paramount chief there to also assure them of his commitment to ensuring peace. And you see that this time the president is very mindful of public expenditure. So moving to Boko, he moved without his official vehicles. So you look at the car, that was what made a lot of the community members a bit confused because they were waiting to see the 2023 Land Cruiser. Unfortunately for them, and surprising to a lot of people, he came in an ordinary old Land Cruiser just to assure the people that he's coming, his return to power is not for any ill purpose, but just to ensure that we right the wrongs which occurred in the past 8 years. So the visit to Boko, in fact, is one of joy, one of very well thought. This is only a visionary leader that would think about this. Others would have been thinking of other things, but he decided to move from Accra straight to Boko to go and meet the warring factions, see how best we could get peace within the particular enclave, and then move to the next step of trying to see how we can get them the region which was promised them.
Wow, that is wonderful. It's a good initiative, and we wish you and the NDC very well. But before I let you go, Upper East, what do you think will be the expectation of the people having given you 15 over 15?
Yes, 15 over 15, in fact, shall I say, it cut across a number of regions. I think OT also delivered. Upper West did same. Savannah did same. Northeast was 50-50. So the people of Upper East would obviously be expecting something in return in terms of appointments. But I can say that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has already started something in that light. That's why Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayine was appointed the Attorney General designate, awaiting to undergo the vetting process. And we've had unconfirmed nominations of the Honorable Mahama Yarga, who is the MP for Boko Central, as the majority leader. So, in fact, Mahama, His Excellency, is actually doing great in terms of rewarding loyalty as well as rewarding expertise. So he's not just appointing people, he's appointing right people in the right area so that we don't have people like some former ministers who couldn't even handle their ministries well. Talk of the former Minister of Fisheries, who had so much headache with the vetting committee. So you can see that throughout the appointments, the opposition MPP has been very quiet because they can't find anything to even talk about. So the best they can do is to pass through their minority leader to try to stall the efforts of the committee, but it won't wash. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is keeping his eye on the ball, and he's going to ensure that whatever he has set out to do, he would do. And looking at the pace of things that are happening, we are sure that within the first 6 months, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is likely to even fulfill the entire manifesto that he has promised, because he has done quite a lot within the first 7 days. So the former vice president will say, if he does everything today, what will he do in the remaining days? So he's actually setting the base. He's setting that foundation to be built on during the subsequent years of his first term, and then whoever takes over from him in the next 4 years would continue.
Wonderful. I think the people of Upper East will have a greater expectation from you and your party, especially if you look at the route from Boko to Bolga.
Yes.
It has always been on the drawing board, or somebody will say, it has always been the pipeline, but it has never come out of the pipeline. That's the problem.
Yes.
So Boko to Bolga to Tumu, that road network, it is something that I think we will not forgive you if you don't ensure that we have it. But now that you have Donatus, who has been on the ground all this while, starting from a very small constituency executive position to the regional secretaryship and now a regional minister. And I think that this will be an area that needs much attention. I hope it also reflects in your thinking.
Oh, yes, surely. Looking at the 2024 manifesto of the NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama clearly and explicitly put it in the manifesto that from Boko to Pulmakum to Tumu, to Bolga, Tumu, and Wa, that entire stretch would be awarded. And it's clear, it's part of the roads that were mentioned. So it means that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is actually very, very, very intentional about Upper East, trying to ensure that there is some level distribution of the national resources. So for the road, we are rest assured that it would happen. It would happen very soon. And with the just ended vetting of the Roads and Highways Minister, we are sure that once he goes through, he will sit and work will start in earnest.
Oh, Mr. Dr. Bayil, we are very grateful for your time, unexpectedly, but you have assured us that the NDC government will not fail us, especially those of us from the Upper East region. You know, I'm from the Upper East region. I was born in Boko, born and bred in Boko, so technically speaking, I'm from Upper East. So we in the Upper East region will not. We have rewarded you 15 over 15, and if you fail to deliver, especially on our road networks, we will come back and ask you questions. So, what other words do you have for our best bet on the educational sector, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, and all the listeners and those of us who are watching by our televisions? What words do you have for us?
Okay, so I think anything I would need to say has been said by Honorable Haruna Idrisu in the course of his vetting, and in fact, both sides of the political divide admitted and attested to the fact that this is a political gem. This is someone who has risen through the ranks from student leadership, that's NUCS, up to the various ministerial positions he has occupied. And he has actually delivered on all levels and in all spheres and other offices that he has occupied. We should be rest assured that Honorable Haruna Idrisu would live up to expectation. He's going to do what he has set out to do. I know the first thing on the table is the free first year tuition for the tertiary institutions, which is something that he says he will do, even though we are very well aware that schools have already resumed and the first years have moved to school. So he says that any first year student who makes payments, that's for tuition, the refund will be made to the person. So you either take it or you would move it to the second year to offset your next year's fees. So it means that Honorable Haruna Idris is already working, even though he was just vetted today. And we could also see that a number of educational think tanks and other associations have already congratulated him and expressed willingness to work together with him to ensure that all the evils that befell the educational ministry and as well and the educational sector as a whole would be corrected. And they are giving him a full-time support, even though we are also aware that the CTAC is currently on strike. That's the College of Education Teachers Association of Ghana. They are currently on strike, but he has already started engaging them, and we are rest assured that soon, before the tertiary institutions reopen for educational work, the problems or the issues they had with the previous government would be sorted out, and they'll be migrated onto the university salary structure. So Honorable Haruna Idris is actually working, and we should be ready to run with him, because he's someone I know he doesn't stop at anything to ensure that whatever he wants to achieve is achieved. So let's be ready to run with him. Let's not drag him back. So Honorable Haruna Idris would actually excel in his ministry, and let's give him all the support.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bayel, for your time. And we wish you and Honorable Haruna Idris and the NDC all the best in their administration. And we know that we have given you a total majority in this election, and therefore you have no room to fail us. And we are praying that you will succeed. We will support you in whatever way. If things are not going right, we will draw your attention, and we know very well that you will rectify them. Thank you very much once again, and I wish you a very good evening.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, and it's been a great time on the show.
Thank you, too. Bye. Okay, that has been Dr. Bayel on the line, a very close associate of Honorable Haruna Idris, and he also worked in the Upper East region for a number of elections, so he had to just step in to help us with the poor connectivity to Donatus and his friend. Unfortunately, this is all time will allow us. We will move to the Western region come next week, and for the Western region, we'll have in-house guests that we will have the discussions with. My big brother Umar says, please see us. Don't forget you are an indigene of Boko and the Upper East. We only loaned you up to the upper to the Upper West region. Yes, you are very right. You are very right, VC. You are very right, because I was born in Boko and raised in Boko. So technically speaking, like in the German system, I'm from Boko. Alanda in Frankfurt says, I'll see us for life. Very good evening to you, Alanda. We are grateful that you are part of the show. So here we are. We wanted to discuss Upper East region totally in focus with the minister designate and his communication officer. Unfortunately, we missed them due to issues of connectivity. And we would come your way again next week with Western region in focus. Until then, take good care of yourself, and Yehovah, who knows in and out of us, will continue to bless us and keep us united. A very good evening to you. Good night.
The country where I come from, the truth is an irony. Just like animal farm, justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are the workers of comfort call. Now by area, why no better? We are the workers of comfort call.